So E3 came and went, and wasn't it amazing? Look at all these games that got announced. Holy moly. So what shall we talk about? This movie! And I wonder why I don't get views. I love Animal Crossing. Who doesn't? If you know me or this channel, you probably know I have an unhealthy obsession with the whole franchise, especially with the announcement of those new amiibos. Shh, the pain will end soon, but not today. Anyway, with a game that is about relaxation without any real goal and just living your life the way you want to, how the hell can you turn that into a movie that needs 3-act structure, flowing narrative, and can stand on its own as a film media while being a homage to its source material? Well, the Animal Crossing movie is definitely a great adaptation of its source game, lots of fan service, and it's entertaining in its own right. But as a standalone film, it's definitely lacking. What's the story? A girl named Ai moves into Animal Village to start a new chapter in her life independently. And from there, well, she befriends people, gets into antics, and basically following her through her first year in Animal Village. Personally, I would prefer if the village was called Farts, because that's the name of mine, but whatever. As well as some villages feature, such as the crowd favorite Rosie, Apollo, Margie, Alfonso, Caesar, and Champ. And then there's my first love, Whitney. I love the fact she's part of the movie and Bianca. It's Whitney. It's Whitney. Oh, that's a Japanese name. Stupid, I hate it. Plus the staple characters, of course. It's cameo galore. There's a lot of details that were sprinkled into this flick that really gave it its charm. The inclusion of pitfall seeds, shaking trees, certain camera angles, items, and of course the music cues. Especially with another character, Yu, the only other human that makes an appearance, and the strange, wacky costumes he almost always dons represents those players who do exactly that. Wear weird stuff. My Street Pass can attest to that. It's a great nod to the fan base. Plus there are some incredibly funny moments.
They'll catch you! Don't! Never mind, I'm too scared.
Now, being an anime film, some of these lines can sound cheesy and awkward, especially with the pauses and gaps, but being lost in translation, I can accept that. However, the next point is a bit more legitimate, I promise you that, because the film lacks development of character. It's constantly scratching the surface of different story arcs that never come to be, especially with the relationship between Apollo and Whitney. Not Bianca. Now, I'm not asking for it to be told to me like I'm a 5-year-old, but in the beginning of the film, villagers comment on how Apollo used to be cheery, but now is grumpy. Perhaps this is a reference to the rumor system in Animal Crossing, but that seems like a stretch. I ruined some of his flowers and he goes upset by that, but at the end he says he forgot about it and is smiling and seems happy again. But it's so random, there's no build up, no hint that he'd gotten over it. When I first watched the movie, I didn't even realize he never smiled because he wasn't in the movie a lot. But this is pretty minor after all, because as I said before, this is an Animal Crossing movie. It's the pure innocence and feel-good vibes that draw me into rewatching this every once in a while. I must say that the art style of the backgrounds are just beautiful. They capture that seasonal vibe that the game's achieved, and I feel fuzzy just watching Ai run through these lush environments. So overall, this movie is great if you're an Animal Crossing fan. If you're not, why are you even watching this? While the simplistic cliche plot does make it drag just a little bit, the fan service this dishes out and the attention to detail makes this an above average film in terms of movie adaptations of video games. And by God, that average is low. Plus, if you don't like reading subtitles, there's a fandom, and it's pretty good in my opinion. It's cute in its own right, and that's all it needs to be. A fun, innocent flick that I might put on after a bad day and I need to be cheered up.